Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Hi. Whew. Let's take that time we don't give ourselves for silence. So I'd like to set intentions. First, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to support me by being a part of this subscription. Today, I would like to offer you something. It continues on the idea that as above, so below. Going to those places, meditating, entering a trance, and going into the astral to the places I've been taking you to is one, helping your human self, but it's also healing your soul. And those locations I've been, offered when I was guided to go there, when, some of those places are not accessible, some of those places are by invitation only, some of those are also, are they part of your pathway or not? Maybe you've been watching 2 out of the 4, and maybe it's because you didn't feel the others, because maybe it's just not your pathway, or maybe there's something blocking you. All in all, what I want to say is that when we unlock those frequencies in the astral, we unlock them here. We usually think, when we become aware of starseed, we usually think that it's amazing out there, and it's so sad in planet Earth. It's not always been amazing out there. You've had really difficult lives out there. You've had traumatic lives out there, and what I offer in this year is options to go in either the past, present, future, parallel. It's to go to those places where it might have been difficult and unlock them. So let's go. Let's start. So today I would like to go, by suggestion, to Avalon, and I want to tell you a little bit about Avalon. So Avalon is an island, a secret land, a sacred land that is around the United Kingdom, around England, around Wales. It's usually located as Glastonbury, and it is a sacred place where the entire Arthurian myth are unfolding. So Arthur, the King Arthur with the round table and his knights and Lancelot and Merlin and everyone. It's interesting actually, because those myths exist as part of being in England, and they also exist in France as part of being in Brittany, which is where I'm from. And when you connect those 2 lands, they actually fit in just like a puzzle. So it's kind of interesting how we have the same vegetation, the same everything, and we have the same myth. We have the forest where we think that Avalon is in France, but we also have the same in Brittany with Glastonbury. So who knows, right? This place being sacred means also it's a secret, because when the Roman Empire invaded the lands, they hid themselves. And then when the Roman Empire became Christian and everyone transformed and converted to Christianity, pagans, Celts, Druids were, hunted or restricted or controlled. And Avalon fell and hid itself and retracted, and that island was covered by mists. So you had to have a specific incantations and movements in order for the mists to lift and for you to embark on a boat. So you would go on a lake on a boat amongst the mist, and then you would lift the mist and you would see the island appear. And on the island lived a lot of priestesses and druids, and they consecrated themselves to the goddess, to the god as well, Pan actually, so pagan Pan, but I might be wrong because that's what I've been told from books, not from channeling the Akashic Records. And they had fertility rites, they had moon rites, they had a lot of different things. I've always loved the myth of Avalon, the Morgan the Fay and Ygritte and Arthur and everyone. It's fascinating how you have this human melding with destiny, melding with sages who just know what destiny is like and want to carry it through. And I was reading into the books by Marion Zimmer Bradley when I was 12. I went wild with them, like I read 6 of them for like in like 2 summers or something. And they kept meeting me as well, those books. I didn't look for them, they were just there on that stand or here with that people, so interesting. I do have to say that this woman who is the author of those books has traumatized kids, has sexually abused kids, so I don't recommend her books because, yeah, she created something and you could actually, like I tried rereading the books and that's when I learned that she abused kids, and there's actually a few ways in the books where you could see that she is making kids have sex or creating situations of rape and things like that with kids, and that's where you start to understand. And yeah, so not recommending those books. And I'm sure there's many other ways where we could get into discovering what Avalon is like, which is, you know, what we're doing tonight. One other thing is that in the Pleiades, in the constellation of the Pleiades, there's a planet called Avalon. And I heard that and something tilted, so I was like, wait a minute, where is that planet? So I looked for it. Nobody knows. Astrology doesn't know. It's not discovered. It's not being seen by the human eye. It's starseed information. So I was like, let's go, right? Like, as above, so below. Again, like what happens there happens here. So if there was a congregation, a reunion of souls worshipping the goddess on our planet, whether it's England or France, whether it's this or that, you know, it must be the same energy in the Pleiades. So I wanted to go to the planet, and then I'm sure we're gonna end up finding a portal into Avalon here. I don't think it exists in this time, at least that's what my intuition tells me. It tells me it existed. Doesn't feel like it exists now. Maybe they actually ascended and lifted themselves into that planet. That's definitely something that just connects dots in me right now, but I never thought of it that way. I mean, we're all about group effort, right? If in that place they're having that unity consciousness, worshipping the goddess, of course they could have ascended, but let's see. So, let's get silent for a minute and start breathing. So, lift up your spine, open your shoulders. And set your intentions. do you want? Do you want to feel like you belong? Do you want to resolve? Do you want to reconnect? Do you want to remember? Alright. So I can feel that on myself right now, and maybe that's the same for you. I'm still gonna guide you through what I'm experiencing is a crown of crystals. Clusters, 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 clusters. Here, a crown of crystals sending out waves. Like, we're coming, we're going. It's a signal. It's like, hey, coming home, coming home. So lifting ourselves up towards this crystal cluster on the crown area. Lifting ourselves up, removing the energy in our feet, in our calves, in our knees, in our legs. Going all the way up in our root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And doing that session, that moment where you separate, where the envelope of both membranes separates, and going up, 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 going outside of the building, and crossing all the layers of the atmosphere. Oh, okay, so separating from the atmosphere, I feel like we're on a boat and there's a river that takes us across space. And across space we're gonna go into the Pleiades. They're also called the Seven Sisters. So we really don't have to do anything. The water is carrying us there. And we're gonna cross the Pleiades and find Avalon. It's actually not visible. Where is Avalon? Okay, I can see there's a kind of an enigma here. It's like the Sphinx is asking me an enigma, and I've got two messages at once. Which one am I gonna think? Which one am I gonna choose? My brain tells me something around the right side is there, like Avalon is there, and then something else tells me no, it's exactly on the left, like the upper top left area of the constellation. Okay, good. So it's neither. That was just a distraction. They're telling me right in the center. So we're gonna continue advancing in the center. Cool, guys. Thank you for the password. And as we advance in the center, I can see some different light language frequencies that I have to do in order to lift the mists and see that planet appear. So what we're going to do is that we're going to enter into the orbit of the planet, and we're going to center around it, not try to enter, but actually acclimate to its frequency. And you're going to breathe in whatever we're in and bring it into your heart, and that's going to bring up your memories of Avalon, your frequency, and it's going to adapt you, and then we might get into it. But first you have to be a responsive frequency to it, so we've got to be, resonant. So just breathe in and do your work. Feel the work. Feel the clusters of crystal in your head. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the movement. Feel the rhythm, the tempo, the music. Half my body has been acclimated. I just need to get around my legs and my root chakra. I can feel it's the same for you all. So I see this as a fear that we might get lost and want to stay there. And I want to remind you that Avalon was here on Earth. It is an Earth correspondence, so we will come back. You will not get lost. I'm gonna feel our legs. I'm gonna let my legs connect with Avalon on Earth, and my upper body be connected with Avalon as a planet. And you're more than free to do the same for yourself. Just breathing and getting that energy in your soul, in your feet, in your ankles, and the rest. Alright, I can feel like we've been greeted. I can see someone coming in with blue drapes, and she has a seashell in one of her hands, and in that seashell there is pigments, blue pigments, and she comes in to all of us, and one by one she draws a crescent moon in our third eye, making us high priestesses, reminding us we've been high priests and high priestesses all this time. So the moon, the blue moon, the blue crescent moon, and that activates a whole new frequency in your brain. Let yourself be showered in that. Okay, so we're gonna give our hand to one another, hold each other by the hand, and make a line as we enter, as the mists lift, and as we are able to join. Oh, okay. It's just full of waterfalls. It's almost like a sauna, a hammam. It's like a hammam where there's just so much mist. Everything is just pearly water on top of our skin, in our hair. It's warm, it's inviting. It's easy to breathe. And we're finally reaching land. And I want our feet to connect there. Taking the energy ground. Okay, so around each of you, some of your fellow priests and priestesses are coming in and they are removing needles in your neck. They're removing a lot of constrictions. They're allowing you to go into your creative self. Sorry for the noise. So just letting yourself be healed. I can see those animals from Australia who are like reptiles who have this thing that opens and they have like those. It's almost like wings in their neck around their head. I can see that. But it's like silvery, it catches moonlight. It's like, it's very regal, it's not creepy, it's just like gathering the moonlight, charging yourself. So gathering that moonlight energy is going to trickle down into your shoulders, in your back, and it's healing. It's healing all the ways you haven't been yourself. It's healing the skin, it's healing the energetical skin. It's entering your fascia, your muscles, your ligaments, your spine, and even the bone marrow. Really everything inside of your spine, it's just healing you. Take it in, let it trickle down into your hips, like a cup. And charge yourself with that moonlight. Yes, 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 yeah. Yes. So before you is a lot of different initiations that you can go back to on your own, watching this again. They're showing you a path. Today is the first day of your path. Of your new path. take your visual notes, ask questions to the different people. Now I'm going to bring us back. We have our notes, we have our updated body, energy body, we have the new frequencies, we have those moon receptors. So we're going to hold our hands, form a circle with one another. And we're going to call forth this energy, this beautiful nature-connected energy, to come with us, to be imprinted into our earth. And wherever you go, wherever you're from, where you live right now, when you come back to your body, take the time to drop that energy through your feet into where you are. When you fly back in, when you come back in, make a portal to this energy, make a portal to Avalon within maybe your garden, maybe the park, maybe your very house, not your bedroom, please. Protect it. Make it only available to the highest frequency. And you can do this by just setting the intentions. Just saying, this is only for those who are ready, only those who are prepared, only those who know how to lift the mists. On the way in and the way out, both ways. Only to those who are true enough to lift the mists. Come back in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're back. Big inhale and big exhale. Thank you so much. So, tell me how you feel. Continue that. That's just, doesn't need to be a one-time event. Build on it, continue with it. I'm excited, to be honest. I want to go back. And I hope that take notes about your path, what you saw, what the advice was. Thank you.